I want to talk to you about Netstock inventory software, and we want to review this tool to understand the pros and cons, the pricing, the features, and everything about Netstock inventory. So here's the synopsis I want you to pay attention to. So when you think about Netstock, I want you to think about a cloud-based inventory management solution that really helps you handle purchase orders, customers, suppliers, demand forecasting, and more. And you having everything on a unified platform. And Netstock actually allows professionals such as you to manage bills of materials, track inventory levels, and create strategic plans for demand planning based on, for instance, consumer behavior and market trends. And the platform enables administrators to track orders through the entire product lifecycle. That's what we love a lot. We love the fact that you are able to automatically calculate lead time. You can also create stocking policies as per business requirements. So you are always one step ahead. And Netstock inventory management software offers a variety of features, including inventory replenishment. I'll talk about the features later on, but I just want to give you a heads up. You have inventory replenishment, multi-channel distribution, procurement, reporting, data management, and more. So in terms of flexibility, this tool has got you covered. That's really cool to know at least. And Netstock comes with an application programming interface, an API, that facilitates integration with several third-party platforms such as SAP Business One, Locate Inventory, Acumatica, Sage, NetSuite, and Deer Inventory. And but you have to pay extra though. You have to pay for access to that API. But the API presence is kind of cool because you are able to customize NetSuite based on your specifications. So as long as you have the programming expertise in-house, or you can outsource it, this is really good. So I want you to really, long story short, when you think about Netstock, think about an up-and-coming software solution that is actually really good in terms of supply chain, great for inventory management, warehouse management, and Netstock can be deployed online. And we love the fact that this tool is actually priced fairly. Yeah, I mean affordably, if you will, for small to mid-sized companies with less than 1,000 employees. For large enterprises, we would rather see another tool. I want to talk to you about the features here. So when we talk about Netstock, what kind of features can you expect? Well, you have what if scenarios. That's really cool. The what if scenarios, the granularity, the level of granularity, and the breadth and depth that you have in terms of analysis is really strong when it comes to what if scenarios. You have accounting integration, so you have integration to the likes of QuickBooks. You have Wave. You have Sage accounting. You also have Zero. Okay. You have activity dashboard. So the dashboard is pretty user friendly. So activity dashboard really clarify a lot of stuff for users. You have alerts, notifications. You have API. You have bills of material. You have a capacity planning. So that's an important element to keep in mind. You also have a customizable reports. You have a data import and data export. So that's really good. So when we talk about the features here, we also talk about the likes of data synchronization. You have a data visualization. You have demand forecasting. So demand forecasting is kind of cool because it really helps you really clarify your balance sheet in terms of cost of goods sold, and also your inventory as an asset on your balance sheet. So you have distribution management. You have EDI. You have forecasting. You have a historical reporting. You have import-export management. We love that a lot. And then you have all kinds of activities around inventory. So we're talking here about inventory management, optimization, replenishment, tracking. That's really cool. And that allows you to really have a clear idea about a lot of granularity. Okay, you have kitting. You have manufacturing inventory management. You have mobile access. You have monitoring. You have multi-channel management. You have a multi-allocation, order fulfillment, and order management. And more features are kind of important in terms of scalability. You have a performance metrics, planning tools, predictive analytics, procurement management, purchase order management, purchasing and receiving. That's a cool idea here when you really think about it. You think about purchasing and receiving, reorder management, reporting and statistics, reporting and analytics, retail inventory management. That's really cool. Within Netstock, you also have sales and operations planning, sales orders, sales reports. Now, sales reports are kind of important within Netstock because they really help you create the synchronization that you need between your cost of goods sold, which is a part of the P&L, and also your revenue, which is also part of P&L, but also an intricate part of the balance sheet. So you have this sort of correlation between the balance sheet and the income statement. You also have sales orders, sales reports, sales trend analysis, scenario planning, search filter. That's really important. You have a stock management, strategic planning, supplier management, supply chain management. You have transportation management, vendor managed inventory, visual analytics, warehouse management, and e-commerce management. Let me talk to you about the value added here. So when we think about Netstock, what kind of value added should you be sort of contemplating? You have you have to really focus on in terms of value added. You have to think about forecasting. Forecasting is an important element in terms of helping you have a clear idea about what kind of assets you currently have. You have bills of material. You have inventory optimization. That's another area where Netstock really adds a lot of value. Okay, so it's important. You also have a dashboard. The dashboard is pretty straightforward, pretty user-friendly, and allows you to really have a clear idea about your inventory in one shot. No need to really dig deeper into convoluted reports to know exactly what's happening. You know right off the bat whether your inventory is actually accurate. You also have key performance indicators. You have order management, demand planning, sales and operations planning, procurement management. Now, procurement management is kind of important because you are able to. This is actually this creates a nexus, the necessary nexus between your vendors and your customers. And when we talk about, you also have alerts, notifications. This is another area where Netstock really adds value. You have item management, reorder management. Reorder management is kind of cool also in terms of helping you centralize and stabilize, if you will, your inventory management. You also have materials management, manufacturing inventory management, and you also have back order management. So that really gives you an idea about the value added here. So when we talk about Netstock in general, the great area where this tool really adds value to your operations, you have a lot of ways, right? You have, for instance, the software helps you streamline inventory management, helps you unlock operational excellence. So you are having insight into inventory. You are having insight into ERP integration. You have insight into your customizable dashboards and reporting. So that's really kind of cool. I want to talk to you about the specs here. So when we think about Netstock inventory management, what kind of specs should you be thinking about? Well, the platforms supported are web. You have right now there is no Android or iPhone sort of iPad sort of a platform. Okay, web support options. You have 24/7, a live rep. You talk to someone on the phone. You also have email. You have help desks. You have phone support. You have chat. So you have a lot of options when it comes to training. When it comes to support. Documentation is also available online. You have webinars, you have videos, so that's really cool. So the specs there are pretty straightforward in terms of helping you get the gist of the tool and be able to use it to your advantage. One thing we love about Netstock overall is that they are constantly improving their platform. They're constantly bringing to market new capabilities, especially when they revolve around supply chain planning. So supply chain planning is the core of Netstock as of right now. And so the bottom line here is that Netstock has a motto whereby it wants to actually enable businesses to remain agile, responsive, and profitable. So basically, they have built their tool in such a way that it really integrates seamlessly into leading ERPs. So you are able to unlock ERP data and leverage enhanced analytics so you can quickly respond to changes in supply and demand. So with increased visibility and team alignment, so as a business, you can reduce operating cash with enhanced forecasting capability, predictive demand planning, and sales and operations planning. So that's really cool. That's a really good. And but one thing I want to say here is that you do not need to have an ERP system in place in order to use Netstock. Okay, you can actually integrate Netstock into your current tech stack. That's really possible. I want to talk to you now about pricing. So when you think about pricing, what kind of statistics do you have? What kind of numbers do you have? Well, if you go to a Netstock, their website, and inquire about pricing, they'll tell you to actually contact the company. So there is no data about pricing. There's nothing at all. But one thing I can tell you for a fact that is that there is no free trial available, but there is a free demo available. So once you produce your data, once you actually give your data to a Netstock, that you'll have a sales rep sort of walk you up, sort of upsell you or whatever. They're trying to really convince you to become a customer, but they will set you up. They will set you up for a demo. But a demo is not the same thing as a free as a live environment. So but it's still what it is. So you take it, and but the Netstock basically offers custom planes, and you have to actually choose once you talk to the salesperson, they'll give you a quote. Now the pricing depends upon the features that you want. If you want inventory optimization, if you want alerts, notification, if you want inventory forecasting, if you want reporting and analytics, if you want, let's say, a supplier management, you want inventory tracking, if you want mobile access, if you want inventory management, depending on what you want, Netstock is going to quote you a certain price. But the thing is that the prices will depend upon also the number of users, right? Because the number of users will dictate the number of licenses you have from Netstock. So they'll charge you based on that, and every month they'll charge you based on the number of licenses. But bottom line here is that Netstock is, in our view, affordably priced. At least the clients that we spoke to, and also the current users that we spoke to, they've said that Netstock is affordably priced compared to other players in the industry. Not too cheap, not too expensive, but you just have the right middle. But you might actually you want to watch out for those add-ons, because the add-ons will actually cripple you budget-wise. So you have to be really clear about that. I want to talk to you about differentiators. So when we talk about Netstock, what kind of differentiators should you be thinking about? Well, the first differentiator that you can think about when it comes to a Netstock is that you have a software tool that provides solutions that unlock operating cash and accelerate business growth. So you are able to increase visibility and respond to change with actionable intelligence by leveraging data from your ERP to make faster planning decisions. And the cool thing is that you are able to align your inventory to your revenue generation processes. So we love that. And the bottom line here is that you can reduce excess inventory, minimize stock outs, and produce orders in minutes. Okay. Now, when we talk about licensing and deployment, for instance, you have open source, you have cloud hosted, you have web based. And you have a support. The support can happen in multiple ways: chat, phone support, but also now the phone support is 24/7. Now, when you talk about the specs, the differentiators that I want to really pay attention to, I want you to think about the fact that basically Netstock is going to give you a different set of capabilities depending on the features that you want to really go for. Let me break it down for you. If you were to go for inventory management or supply chain management, for instance, you'll notice that the tool has this software tool has different modules, and in some cases different dashboards. So the inventory management gives you a dashboard that really focuses on accounting, alerts, notifications, inventory control, inventory optimization, manufacturing, mobile access, multi-channel sales, order fulfillment, purchasing, reporting, analytics, and shipping. If you were to go with a supply chain module, for instance, the dashboard will give you slightly different capabilities. And I mean, let me just break it down for you. So basically, you have a demand planning, you have a inventory management, you have order management, you have a reporting and analytics, you have sales and operations planning, you have shipping management, and you have supplier management. So you have a lot of possibilities there, to get things done properly, and in terms of inventory management. Let me talk to you about the verdict here. So when we talk about Netstock, what kind of tool should you be thinking? First of all, is this tool really safe? Yes, Netstock is definitely safe. Netstock is legit. Netstock is the ROI is worth it. The tool is worth it. In other words, the ROI is positive. If you were to invest in Netstock today, you will get your ROI like multifold in the future. That's for sure. But before you actually go to Netstock, make sure that your current operations actually fits the current processes the current bottlenecks, the current problems, the current issues that Netstock is helping all kinds of businesses solve in the economy. So, for instance, you have to understand Netstock will help you actually save time on planning by placing the right orders quicker. The question is, do you have a problem in that department? If yes, then Netstock would be a good candidate when it comes to inventory management. Netstock also helps you minimize stockouts so you can retain customers and increase sales. The big question is, do you have a bottleneck on that front? If yes, then you might want to think about Netstock. Netstock can also help you reduce excess inventory so that cash isn't tied up where it shouldn't be. Do you have that problem right now? If you do, maybe then Netstock would be a good candidate when it comes to inventory software providers. And do you want to have a tool that helps you better plan for volatile supply and unpredictable demand? If that's really the problem that you're having right now, then you might want to think about a tool such as Netstock. Long story short, what we love about Netstock is that you are able to unlock operating cash, respond rapidly to change, and make faster supply chain planning decisions to really offer exceptional customer service. And you can really, when you actually do the right thing, when you do the right implementation, you are able to recognize the return on investment from day one of implementation, especially when it comes to you automating everything as opposed to doing manual things as you have been doing so far. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me quickly recap to this conversation. I was just talking to you about Netstock inventory management review, software review, and I give you the synopsis, the features, the value added, the specs, the pricing, and now the differentiators, and now the verdict. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.